All right, everybody, it's Bristol tonight for Turn Down for What. I am KS Gaming 51, and I will be bringing you all of the action with Turn Down for What tonight. As I said, we are going to be at Bristol Motor Speedway for the second to last race tonight. We've got tomorrow night. Charlotte is the championship race. Points are very, very close, actually, so I'll pull up points real quick and we'll be able to take a look at those. The man at the top is Hunter Peach. He has a small lead. I do not see him actually in the practice so far, so if Hunter does not make this race, it's going to be even closer because Josh Arnold is in the race tonight. So if he does have a decent race, currently he is third in practice for speed-wise, and he's only sitting 27 points back from Hunter. So if he can have a decent race tonight, bring home a win, you could be looking at Josh Arnold possibly leading the points by the end of the night. Chris Murphy is sitting third right now, though, with 449, only 21 points back from Josh Arnold. He doesn't really have a chance to get to Hunter if Hunter does not make this race, but it'll bring it really, really close for Chris Murphy and Hunter Peach, along with Enrique Quiones, who's also tied for third with Chris Murphy. So a lot of big stakes tonight. I know we moved the time from last week. We canceled the race last week due to some weather for some of the top tier or top points guys in the standings, and then we moved it to tonight. And then we moved to a little bit start of a late time because of one of the drivers was not able to make the start time up in the top of the points. So we just moved that time a little bit here. But yeah, it's going to be close if the points leader does not make it tonight. Josh Arnold seems to be really fast in practice. Like I said, he's in the top 10 right now in practice speed. You also have Enrique Quiones up there in the top 10 in practice speed. Cole Snyder is in the top 5 practice speed. Chad Swansford top 5 practice speed. And actually now I do see Hunter back or on track, and he actually just took the lead from practice. So that definitely is a huge thing for the rest of the field to see Hunter in the field. I think that's going to be a big deal. Coming in only running a few laps there and taking the lead in practice, that's going to be very dangerous for the rest of the field if he's going to be that quick on just a few laps in practice. So looking at the track map, we do have, it's Bristol Motor Speedway, of course, short track racing. As Dale Earnhardt Jr. once said, it's Bristol, baby. Turn 2, Turn 3, and Turn 4, all going to be, or Turn 1, all going to be the same banking. It's going to be 26 to 30 degrees banking the whole way around the track. Everybody knows this track, famous, the last Coliseum. It's going to be fun tonight. I think I'm alone in the booth tonight, actually, unless Pete is able to make it in. Then it's going to be just me for the next, I think we got about 100 laps here, 120 laps. So definitely stay tuned for the action on track. I think it's going to be very, very fun tonight. But yeah, track map, everybody knows this track, a little bit over a half mile. Hoping to go and visit this track at some point and watch a couple races, but it's definitely on the bucket list. As you can see from the pictures, the trucks, I think it's one of the funnest tracks they've got on the schedule usually. Everybody remembers the races this season in NASCAR being there. Both trucks and Xfinity came down to the final line, final turn, and actually Xfinity came to where it was right across the finish line as they spun across with Cindric and Allmendinger crashing as they came across the finish line. So we're going to jump into the national anthem real quick and give a big salute to the red, white, and blue and all the men and women out there defending our country and being there to support, whether you're police, EMT, firefighter, all those different types of people that run or stand to defend and help and just be there for us. So jump into that real quick, and we will be right back to catch the gridding. All right, and we are live on track as they are finishing up qualifying. 45 seconds left in qualifying right now. Josh Arnold, the one I was talking about, on top. Hunter Peach, points leader, sitting second in qualifying right now. Cole Steiner sitting third. Jarrett Manning sitting fourth. Justin Quimby back and turned down for what in that 36 truck, sitting fifth currently. Brad Rivers, who we just saw as we came back from the national anthem, sitting sixth. Sam Wade in the 27, sitting seventh. Mike Allen running the 88 will be sitting 8th currently. 37 of Jeff Lundum that we're watching going around track right now sitting 9th. Josh Franks, Expert Racing, sitting 10th. Chris Murphy in the 11th spot. Last week's winner, Shad Swatsworth in the one truck sitting 12th. Nate Lehman sitting 13th. And your owner of Turn Down for What, Mike Campbell, sitting 14th. Jake Millsap was able to get his computer fixed apparently and is here tonight in 15th. I do believe we have one or two that have not qualified. And there they are. Stan Kernathan sitting 16th. Enrique Quiones 17th. 18th is Michael LeBlanc. All right, so as we go into gridding now, I will bring up the standings one more time as we can take a look at this before the race. Top two in points sitting first and second after qualifying. Hunter Peach, your points leader, sitting second. Josh Arnold, second place, sitting 27 points back, sitting first. Cole Snyder starting third. Jarrett Manning fourth. Justin Quimby fifth. Brad Rivers sixth. Sam Wade in the 27, sitting seventh. Mike Allen eighth. Jeff Ludnam jumps to ninth. Joshua Franks 10th, Chris Murphy 11th, Shad Swatsworth 12th, Nate Lehman 13th, Mike Campbell sitting 14th, Jake Millsap 15th, Stan Kernathan is 16th, Enrique Quiones, Mr. Consistent, tied for third in points, sitting 17th, and 18th position will be Michael LeBlanc in the 13 truck. All right, so this should be a very entertaining race. This is Bristol Motor Speedway. Everybody knows that it's a short track. Definitely appreciate the drop of bits there, Mr. Expert. While you're on track, you might want to stay to driving, but I appreciate the bit drop there. Yeah, I think this is going to be a really fun track. I know that Papa's put in a rule that you can only pit off of turn 2, no pitting off of turn 4, so you must ride through to be able to go through the pit boxes and everything else. I'm hoping this is going to be a green flag run. These guys are normally known for running green flags very, very long, not very many cautions throughout a race. They usually average 1 to 2. But they did have a few races there where they had back-to-back-to-back races of 0. So it is Bristol, so I expect 1 or 2 cautions, a little bit of bumping, a little bit of rubbing. Rubbing's racing. It's Bristol. If you come home with a clean truck, you probably didn't go all out. So you're probably looking for a little bit of fender damage, a little bit of dents and bangs and scrapes are probably going to be happening tonight. But we're getting ready to go around the track for the warm-up lap. There are 1 to green right now as they go into turn 3 and 4. The leader, Josh Arnold, second in points, will be taking the green flag. Hunter Peach is going to try to stick with him. We'll see which line gets taken first. Is it going to be the bottom line that takes control, or is it going to be that top line? Is everyone going to migrate to the top and try to carry the momentum off the corners? You should be able to see possibly 3 lanes of running. You'll see guys running that very bottom lane. You'll see a lot of guys trying to run the middle to top as well. So 3 distinct different lines you can try to run through here. For the bottom line, it's going to be, do you want to go in as soon as the corner starts, or are you going to go in diving and corner and diamond it as you go through the corner? You slide up the track a little bit and then come back down the track as you exit. We'll be able to see those different styles of driving, and I think this is going to be a very, very fun track for everybody to watch, so stay tuned. And like I said, tomorrow night, championship race for these truck drivers, as this is the makeup race from last week. As we get going here, Josh Arnold's going to take the green flag first lap at Bristol Motor Speedway. 190 laps tonight at Bristol. Hopefully these laps will tick off pretty quick as they go green. Josh Arnold does get out to that lead pretty quickly. You've got Hunter Peach following him not too far behind. Cole Snyder slides into that third spot right behind Hunter Peach. And then you have that tide machine of Jarrett Manning in the 50 sitting 4th right now. Brad Rivers making a move on the bottom, though, on the 50 to take 4th spot from him. Josh Arnold trying to get out to a big lead right now. He's got a good gap on 2nd and 3rd. Cole Snyder, though, is a teammate of Josh Arnold's. in the Xfinity Series. So we'll see if those two try to link up and try to run away from this field. Hunter Peach, though, he's not your points leader and doesn't have 6 wins for no reason. He is very good on a lot of different styles of tracks. He's won at multiple different styles, whether it's the cookie cutters, the super speedways, the road courses, the short tracks. He's been all over the field throughout the season of winning different tracks. So 6 wins for him. Does he secure another one tonight going into the championship race tomorrow and try to lock it up tonight to where he can't be caught? Five laps down. The rest of the field is starting to get a little bit more single file. The 50 is dropping back, though. Jarrett Manning started 4th, is falling. He is now being under fire from the 36 of Justin Quimby for 7th and 8th position. Shad Swatch were sitting right there in the catbird seat waiting for the 50 to get passed by the Justin Quimby of the 36. Mike Allen also trailing Shad, hoping both of them can try to get by the 50 to work together. The 37 of Mike Lednam. Somebody up in the wall there in the yellow truck. I'm not exactly sure who that was. It looked like it might have been Chris Murphy. Nope, not Chris Murphy, as he's in the white and blue car. So yellow truck. That would be the 27 that was up in the wall. Actually, no, that can't be him. Sorry, that was the 13 of Mike LeBlanc. That's who it was. In the Kodak machine. And looks like he will be our first victim and have to come down pit road to get some of that damage fixed. He's got some major front end damage and back rear side damage as he now goes a lap down. Rest of the field still rolling. Josh Arnold still out front. Under fire, though, from the second in points, Hunter Peach. Cole Snyder riding that top line, trying to dime it off a little bit and come down the bottom of the track. Carries the momentum down the straightaway, gets right to the back bumper of Hunter Peach. Brad Rivers now under fire from the 27 of Sam Wade. Gets a little bit of a bump there, and looks like, I think that is the 9 of Expert Racing, just gave a little bit of a bump to the 27 of Sam Wade, and Sam Wade went for a ride coming out of turn 2 there. So that will be our first caution of the night. Taking a look back here, that I believe that was Josh Franks that gave a little bit of a bump to Sam Wade as he came out of the corner there. So as you see, Sam Wade was trying to fight against Brad Rivers, got a little loose, came up the track, and it was right in front of Expert. Expert could have maybe let off the throttle a little bit, but at that point in the corner, there's really not a whole lot Expert could do. Gives a little bit of a tap to the 27 as he slid up the track, and Sam went for a ride there. So that is our first caution of the night. Josh Arnold, your leader, has been leading all of the laps. Cole Snyder, though, was able to get by Hunter Peach. So that's going to put Josh Arnold and Cole Snyder teammates first and second. Hunter Peach now sitting third. Brad Rivers moves up to fourth, and Josh Franks goes to fifth. I am not sure if Josh Franks is going to get the EOL for causing that caution or if it's going to be a racing deal. Just as a broadcaster's perspective, I don't think Expert really had any choice. Didn't really have, there's not much he could have done there. Sam Wade got a little bit loose trying to fight Brad Rivers on the bottom, slid up the track right in front of Expert, and got turned. So not a whole lot Expert could do on that one. So I would assume he probably is not going to get the EOL on that one. Just more of a racing deal. But we do have a bunch of takers down pit road. It looks like half the field has decided to come down pit road and go ahead and get that first stop done. I see Shad Swatsworth with one of them. Jeff Ludnam is one of them. Nate Lehman, Enrique Quiones. There's a bunch of them coming down pit road. I see Papa Bear, the 21 of Chris Murphy, 19 of Jake Millsap, 43 of Stan Kernathan, all down pit road, and they better get going if they don't want to get past here. I see Mike Allen is still on pit road. I don't know if Mike Allen was actually involved in that accident. Let's go back and take a look here. Oh, he did. He got turned by the 21 as the 27 got turned. He was able to save it, though, so Might have got a little damage. I'm not seeing. He got a little bit of damage there on the left fender, left side of the truck. So that's what he was in there for. I think he did go a lap down though. So, and actually, as I'm looking here, Mike Allen is your first car a lap down. Mike LeBlanc 3 laps down. Sam Wade out of the race 4 laps down. Actually, not out of the race. Coming back out on track now 4 laps down. Should be going to 1 to green as they come across this finish line right here. And there goes 1 to green. Oh, I forgot to put up my little caution thingy. Martin Truex will be bringing us the cautions all night. So every time there's a caution, Mr. Martin Truex will be up there on screen to signify everybody and let him know that there is a caution out on track. I see Duct Tape Fan out there rooting for us, assuming that's either the dad or the mom, rooting for their son Jake, who's back there in the 19. I believe he's sitting 14th right now. We're going to go green again. Josh Arnold's going to lead him to that green flag. Cole Snyder on the outside. Hunter Peach on the bottom, right behind the leader of the 22, Josh Arnold, in that Yoo-Hoo paint scheme. Hunter Peach is going to try to fight Cole Snyder, but on these little bit older tires, you're going to see that top line really be utilized. Brad Rivers is now going to be on the outside of Hunter Peach as they come off of turn 4. Oh, and Expert Racing gets a little loose and goes into Justin Quimby. I think that's going to bring out the next caution. And I might as well leave Martin Truex up there. Let's go back and take a look at this. I'm pretty sure, from what I could tell, it looked like Expert got a little loose coming off the corner, tried to slide up in front of Justin Quimby. Quimby could have maybe let off and gave him the break, but we're 20 laps into this race, so a little bit of leeway might have been a good thing, but no leeway given. But as you can see, it caused a big chain reaction behind them. Stan Carnathan, Ludnam, the 14 of Lehman, the 9 of Expert Racing, the 36 of Justin Quimby, all involved in this, and I'm pretty sure Sam Wade might have missed that one after getting into the first one. So didn't really have time to take Mr. Martin Truex off the screen, but we'll leave him up there for right now. Thank you, Bama German, for the wave there. Mama Beast out there saying she loves Bristol. Yeah, it's definitely on the top of my bucket list to go to. We were actually supposed to go this fall coming as a wedding present for my wife, but unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess, my brother, who's actually in this race, Shad Swatsworth, is getting married that same weekend. So no Bristol trip for me this year, but we'll definitely try to plan that in the future. Once my brother gets married, that's all my siblings as of right now that are anywhere close to getting married. So we'll be able to look at that later on. But Bristol is definitely a track I think everybody should make a trip to at least once in their lifetime. From what I've heard and all the experiences I've been told, it's just there's nothing like it. Being packed into the stadium, the noise, the sound, the racing, the finishes, everything that has to do with this track is top notch when it comes to racing with NASCAR. Whether you go for the whole weekend and you get to watch, the ARCA race on Thursday, you get to watch a truck race on Friday, Xfinity race on Saturday, and then the Cup race on Saturday night. It's a lot of fun from what I'm told. So looking forward to doing that someday. But we should be coming around here as they're coming down the backstretch to turn 3 and 4. We should be coming up on our 1 to green again. Josh Arnold still out front, led every lap so far. Was under fire a little bit from Hunter Peach during that first green flag run, but Cole Snyder was able to get by Hunter Peach, and actually, from what I could tell, Brad Rivers was actually able to get by Hunter Peach as well. So your points leader has fallen from 2nd to 4th now. I don't know if that's just the tires or anything like that. He didn't run a whole lot of laps in practice, didn't show up to practice till right at the end. Did take the fastest lap in practice, though, even though he only ran those few laps. So I don't know if he just doesn't have the long run car, or I don't know. But I wouldn't doubt Hunter Peach. 6 wins and 15 races. It definitely proves that you've got the skill to run anywhere and anytime. A lot of the tracks actually, it came to the week of that he did not even have the track. Hadn't even put a lap down on the track. Bought the track the day of the race, practiced a little bit here and there, and then went out and would win the race. So it's definitely great driving skills on him. But we are going back green now, 25 laps down out of 190. Josh Arnold, your current leader. Cole Snyder on the outside. Hunter Peach now on the top side in fourth. Chad Swartzworth moving into the bottom of Hunter Peach right now, trying to take that fourth spot away from Chris Murphy. Slipped a little bit and fell back. Looks like he's back to about sixth. Cole Snyder now falling to third. Brad Rivers taking away second place from him. Shad now working on the bottom of Cole Snyder for third position. Shad told me the other day that he was not very good at Bristol, that he has sucked on Bristol, even on the Xbox NASCAR Heat side. But here he is in battle for third, fourth, and fifth right here with Hunter Peach and Cole Snyder all working on each other. As of right now, only the top four have not taken tires tonight. The rest of the field has come in and taken tires. Shad and Chris Murphy both are on 14, 15 lap old tires, sitting there in fifth and sixth. The rest behind him are on 8 to 7 lap tires. So you might see a couple of these guys start making some big moves. I see the blue truck down there on the bottom underneath Chris Murphy in that 98. That is Enrique Quiones, started 17th up to 7th right now, but he is on the fresher tires compared to the rest of the top 7. See, the 9 of Expert Racing is down pit road, coming back out now. I don't know if he just had to come down for some fuel or some fixing, or if he got a black flag on that one. All right, looks like we got a bunch of laps have ticked off here. These guys are flying all over the place. Oh, sorry, racing fan. Did not get that turned off. My bad. Feel like looking at Martin Truex. He's been up there the whole time. So let me get him off there. But yeah, so Josh Arnold has led every single lap tonight, taken the pole, and has not looked back. Brad Rivers, Cole Snyder, Shad Swansworth, Hunter Peach, Chris Murphy, Enrique Quiones, and a few other trucks there are all battling it out. You can throw a blanket over those 9 trucks sitting there. They're all in the top 10, all battling it out. Actually, top 9 are all sitting, top 10 are all sitting there. But everybody is chasing that 22 Yoo-Hoo machine. He is out there just shaking it in front of all these guys. He has disappeared. He is out to almost a 2-second lead over his teammate, Cole Snyder, sitting second. Josh Arnold, earlier on in the season after Pocono, said that Bristol was his favorite track that was left on the schedule. I believe he finished top 10 in the Xfinity race on Tuesday. Is out here tonight just putting on a show. Has not pitted, though. So some of these guys will be off sequence and will have to pit before Shad and Chris Murphy, who are the next guys on a different cycle. Then you have the rest of the field on about a 8-lap cycle. And a big wreck behind him. Hunter Peach, your points leader. Shad Swansworth also involved. And it looked like Enrique Quiones also involved. There is multiple trucks in this one. So let's go back. Hunter Peach has major damage to the front end and rear and is going to go a lap down. So let's take a look at this. I don't know what happened here. Let's go back and take a look. So Hunter on those older tires looks like he's gotten a little loose off to the corners. And then as he went into that corner there, he tried to get off the gas a little bit earlier, and Shad just wasn't expecting it. Went into the corner a little harder and caught the rear end there, and it turned Hunter into the rest of the field. So that will be Hunter on some damage, and I believe there's a bunch of a slew of trucks also involved in here. So let's take a look at how many were actually involved in this. Oh, and Stan Carnathan takes it by Enrique way after the wreck happened, trying to squeak through there, and Enrique was coming down the track. So let's throw Casey Keene up there this time for the caution. So, looks like a few trucks are takers for pit road. Shad Swartz were one of them. Nate Lehman, Stan Carnathan, Enrique Quiones, Justin Quimby, Cole Snyder, Mike Allen, Brad Rivers, all came down pit road. Looks like the other half of the field is going down pit road as well. The 26, 43, 27, 9, 19, 37, 30, or 71, all down pit road. The only one to stay out is Josh Arnold. So Josh has not pitted. He is on 54 lap old tires out of the 190 we're running tonight. So that's going to leave Josh Arnold with the lead, but everybody behind him is going to have fresh tires. Shad's going to be starting on the outside of him with those fresh tires, so Josh is going to have a little bit of fight. I don't know if Josh is just holding on to his tires or if he just thinks that tires are not that important at Bristol. I know you can probably run a ton of laps here on the tires. I just don't know how much speed actually fall off there is. So it's gonna be interesting to see if Josh can hold off all these drivers. You got Shad, you got Jarrett Manning, Cole Snyder, Chris Murphy, Brad Rivers, all guys who've been riding in the top 10 all night, all sitting on fresh tires compared to Josh Arnold, who has 55 lap older tires. We are on 1 to green, and the pace car is going to come off. And we are going to go green again with Josh Arnold being the lead. He spins the tires a little bit. Does get to the line before Shad, though, so no penalty for that. Josh does take back the lead and goes out in front of Shad. Shad's not going to go hard. Brad Rivers up in the wall there coming out of the corner. Shad might sit back and kind of wait to see what happens here. Cole Snyder, though, is a teammate of Josh Arnold and looks to be running really hard to get to Shad's back bumper. Cole's got a little damage on his back bumper already. I don't know if Cole was involved in that incident where Shad just got into the back of Hunter Peach, so we'll see what happens here. Shad is able to run that bottom, though, on those fresh tires. Josh Arnold is really having to stick to the high line, which he is carrying the momentum, but on those older tires, I think Shad's going to have to get by Josh as soon as possible to really make those newer tires work for him down there on the bottom and then be able to slide up to the top lane. As you see Shad slide right in front of Josh Arnold. Shad Swadsworth now out front in that one Bass Pro machine. Cole Snyder sitting third, Jarrett Manning fourth, Chris Murphy sitting fifth. All right, so Josh Arnold has slipped to third. Cole Snyder was able to get by him, and he's now sitting second behind Shad Swadsworth, who is our current leader. Your points leader, though, is back in 13th, 2 laps down. This is not a good race for your points leader with only 1 race left before the championship race. This is the race where he needed to just stay even, try to get as many points as he could, but just make sure he didn't lose very many to Josh Arnold. This is really going to help Josh Arnold. Josh Arnold really needs to stay in that top 3 position, maybe try to get the win. I don't know. Josh Arnold sitting in 5th right now, though. We're 65 laps into the race, almost getting to the halfway point. Josh Arnold, I think, is probably regretting using or not getting tires because he is now sitting 6th, has fallen from the lead to 6th, and Brad Rivers, Chris Murphy, and Jarrett Manning have now all gotten by him, and Josh is under fire from 7th position as well of Nate Lehman. Although that is going to save a set of tires for Josh Arnold, but I don't know if you're going to need them. I know that they got 4 or 5 sets tonight, and some of these guys have already used 2. With coming up on halfway, they should have enough tires to be able to get through the rest of the race. Josh Arnold might be taking some tires home, and that might be a regret later on. Josh looks like he's struggling to stay in the middle of the track. He's having to run that high line because he can't hold the bottom on those older tires. As now he's getting, I believe, passed again from Nate Lehman. So he's back. He's going to be back to 7th here shortly. Cole Snyder has caught the back bumper of Shad Swadsworth, though. He is down to 0.2 on the tail of Shad, trying to follow him around this track, trying to find a weak spot that Shad's on the track, and try to get by him. Jarrett Manning, who started 4th, fell back to 10th, is now up to 3rd and looks to be just riding around, trying to tick off some laps. Chris Murphy, last week's winner, now sitting 4th. Looks like he's doing the same thing, kind of trying to stick with Jarrett Manning, trying not to let him get too far out in front of him, and just trying to tick off some laps and get this race closer to the finish. Brad Rivers is back there, though, battling. Looks like a lap car. I think that's Expert Racing that was underneath him. About half the field, though, is a lap down right now. Justin Quimby is your lucky dog spot. Mike Allen, who could have been in the lucky dog spot, was in that last accident, so he did not get the lucky dog, and he actually lost another lap. So let's jump in Shad's car real quick and do a crank it up. How about that? All right, so you can see Shad is riding around on that top line, trying to carry as much speed as he possibly can around these lap cars. Cole Snyder, though, is right on the back bumper, down to 1/10, trying to work the bottom now. I don't know if both of these guys are on older tires. They're both on 26-lap old tires. I think that bottom is pretty much used up for guys who are on older tires. I don't think you're going to be able to make too much time on that bottom unless you're really, really close and you can dive it down there and try to slide job up in front of that truck. But that speed that they're carrying on the top line is really hard to break on older tires. Josh Arnold, though, is sitting back in 8th place right now, and he is about 9.5 seconds back, and he was your leader, led all of these laps up until this last caution where he did not come down and take tires, and he is sitting on 80-lap old tires. The rest of the field has come down at least once. Shad and Cole, Jarrett Mann and Chris Murphy, Brad Rivers, Nate Lehman, and Enrique Quinones are all on 29-lap older tires. These guys are flying through the track as we are close to halfway. Coming up on halfway right now. From the front of Shad's car, as you can see, the road is clear for him out for a little ways as Cole is now slipped back to 2.5 tenths. When Shad gets to traffic, Cole tries to use those cars as picks and tries to get close enough to Shad's back bumper to maybe try to do a bump and run. I think it might be a little early to do that, though, but these two are so far out in front. They're about 2.5, almost 3 seconds out over third place. If these two can just keep it going and get further and further and further away from the field, it can come down to these two only battling it out for the win, which I don't think either one of them would have a problem with that. Jake Millsap out there in front of him now is a lap down car, 4 laps down, about to go 5 laps down. And then you have the 26 of Hunter Peach also out in front of these leaders. 3 laps down, so he's about to go 4 laps down. That is your points leader sitting back in 15th place right now. Not a very good night for Hunter Peach. Everybody out there watching, I see 19 people out there watching. Go ahead and throw your pick for the race at the end. Throw it in the chat. Let's talk about, see who you think can be the winner tonight. Pick anybody out on track. Obviously, I would pick anybody who is on the lead lap, so that would be the top 8 out of the 18 trucks on track right now that are on the lead lap. But Mike Campbell and Stan Kernathan are 1 lap down each and can easily get back on the track if we continue to have cautions here. But, yeah, I would, as my pick, I mean, Shad's been really fast. I know he's told me that this is his worst track. He didn't like Bristol. He's never been very good on Bristol. So I want to pick Shad, but at the same time, Cole's been flying. He's been at the top of the field all night, and he's right at the back bumper of Shad. So I'm, as much as I want to pick Shad because he's out here out front, but I'm probably going to go with the 99 of Cole Snyder just because I feel like Cole really hasn't shown me that he didn't like this track or told me that he didn't like this track. And I know Shad has told me he did not like this track, so I'll just go with Cole. Shad will probably not like that, but it's a broadcaster. If I pick Shad, I feel like if he loses, then maybe it's my fault because I picked him. So it can go either way. But I'm going to pick Cole as Cole's working on the bottom of Shad now through turn 1 and 2. Just cannot make that move. It's just on these older tires, he just can't slide up in front of somebody like that. It's just not working. So appreciate the like, George. Good to see you out here on Twitch, and I haven't talked to you in a while, so appreciate the like there. Actually, you're on Facebook watching, so I appreciate it. We are 93 laps down, and we've got less than 100 laps to go and turn down for what's second to last race at Bristol Motor Speedways, the short track, the last Coliseum. I'm sure they're probably going to try to use that Coliseum phrase this year for upcoming NASCAR with them racing over in California at the Coliseum. I personally do not like that track. I don't know why it's on the schedule. We talked about it heavily as drivers earlier on before the race here kicked off, but not a fan of it. Don't understand it, and I hope it's only a one-off and they go back to doing something a little more normal for NASCAR. Go back to Daytona. Let them run the speedway. Let them get some practice with these next-gen cars. I don't know why they didn't let him do that, but it is what it is, I guess. I'm not seeing any picks out there, so anybody out there watching, go ahead, like I said, and throw your pick for the winner out in the chat, please. And we'll see who wins at the end of the night. I know for next season, for season 3 of Turn Down for What for Xfinity, season 2 of the trucks for Turn Down for What, I'm going to be getting some packages here from Pete, who is not in the booth tonight with me. He's out spotting for a team for the 24-hour Daytona stuff out on iRacing. So once I get some of that stuff from Pete, I've got to make a trip up there to see him, to get those totes and stuff. Obviously, these last 2 weekends in North Carolina have been a little crazy with the ice and snow and everything else that we were supposed to get. And last weekend wasn't very much here, but in some areas it was pretty bad. Here was pretty bad today. We got about 4 or 5 inches. So hopefully maybe next weekend I'll have some time to be able to run up there and get those totes from him. And then I'll have some maybe giveaways and things like that. I know he's got a lot of Dale Senior stuff. So we'll see what I can give away next season for trucks, as I will be coming back as the broadcaster for the truck series for Turn Down for What. Rick James has been signed for the Xfinity season for another season. And then currently the season that's going on over on Thursdays, the Thunder Series, is being brought to you by Expert Racing, who's out on track tonight in the 9 truck. Back to the race, though. Shad Swatsworth and Cole Snyder are leading the way here, first and second. Through the corner they go. They are 2 seconds out in front of Chris Murphy. He has climbed back into this a little bit. About a 3-second lead is what they had before. But Cole keeps trying everything he can to get around Shad. But Shad's running that high line on these older set of tires. It's really hard for somebody else to try to get underneath him. These guys are going to have to pit here shortly. I'm surprised, actually, now that I'm looking, Josh Arnold had to pit. And he actually went 3 laps down. So now him and Hunter Peach both are actually, now Hunter Peach is showing out of the race. So that puts him in 18th place. Josh Arnold now sitting 13th, 3 laps down, had to pit under green. You'll definitely go to 2, 3, 4 laps down here if you do decide to pit under green. I see Gucci Sushi out there saying Snyder is taking the dub tonight. I can't say that is wrong, as that was my pick as well. I just think Cole has been up front all night. And really likes this track. He seems to be really good at it. Shad, like I said, has told me from Xbox side till now he has hated this track. Not that he hates the track, but he can't figure it out. Has never been very good at it. But then again, he qualified 5th and has been leading the second half of this race since Josh Arnold stayed out on that green flag stop and had to take the green flag stop for tires. But we'll see what happens here. Only one person's picked so far. I think Gucci's got the right pick there, but I'm sure there's going to be a couple other people picked. I know there's a bunch of Millsap fans out there, but unfortunately, Millsap is sitting 16th right now, 5 laps down, got caught up in some accidents early on, and really hasn't been able to make up any laps from it. He is sitting 16th, fighting with Michael LeBlanc for 15th, both on 5 laps. 82 laps to go now for Turn Down for What. Bristol Motor Speedway. I love this track. I love watching this track. I'm glad Papa went in and set the timer for dark. I really like this track under the lights. Next week's race, or tomorrow night's race, the championship race at Charlotte, I had to reach out to Papa and try to get him to move the race to a sunset time, start time, so that the track will go dark and the lights will come on for that race. So watching Charlotte as a championship race under the lights tomorrow night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. I will be live sometime right around 9 o'clock to go over a lot of stuff. We've got a special guest coming in tomorrow night to give the start command for the race. So if you're a fan of Xbox, if you're a fan of iRacing, if you're part of the Xbox racing community, you'll know this person for sure. If you don't, then now you'll know, and you'll have to go look them up and join the Facebook group, Xbox Racing Community, and you'll know who it is. But, yeah, tomorrow night should be fun. It's Charlotte. Should come down to Hunter and Josh Arnold, both of them kind of struggling tonight. So Josh isn't going to make up too many points. It looks like Shad might be coming down pit road, and he is. That's going to take over with Cole being the leader. I see Tyler Brynock out there saying Cole's got the win tonight. Looks like everybody's jumping on the Cole bandwagon here. I don't disagree. Like I said, that was my pick. I probably should have picked Shad, but I think Cole's been really fast all night. I think he's going to be the one to contend with here. Shad is down in pit road right now. He's got to go all the way around. That is the part that Papa Bear threw in for tonight, is that you can't pit off of turn 4 to go into that side of pits where you normally would. You have to pit off of turn 2 and then ride through the back stretch, right around the corner, and go to the front stretch to pit. So it takes a long time to go around this track if you're on pit road. You're going to lose several laps. Shad has lost, I believe, 2 to 3 already. He is now coming out of pit road and going to be able to come back up out on track. He's got some traffic on the outside of him. Hopefully he can squeeze back in and get going here. Cole has not come down pit road yet. Cole, Chris Murphy, Nate Lehman, Jarrett Manning, Brad Rivers, all on 65 lap old tires, including Enrique Quiones, Stan Kernathan, all 65 lap older tires. Shad's going to be the freshest with 2 lap older tires, but he is currently sitting 2 laps down, but those leaders have not pit, so I think they're all waiting for that caution to come out. .70 laps to go. Cole Snyder still out front. Chris Murphy now second. Closing in on Cole Snyder, though. Nate Lehman sitting third. Jarrett Manning fourth. Brad Rivers fifth. That is the top 5 still in the lead lap. Enrique Quiones 1 lap down. Shad Swatsworth sitting 2 laps down in 7th. Josh Arnold 2 laps down in 8th. Sam Wade 3 laps down in 9th. Jeff Ludnam 3 laps down in 10th. Mike Allen in 11th with 4 laps down. Justin Quimby 12th, 4 laps down. Stan Kernathan just pit off the lead lap and is going to go 3 to 4 laps down there in the 43 truck, sitting 13th. Mike Campbell now on pit road as well. That is the hard part about taking green flag stops at this track. The longer you run out here, the longer you run your tires and then have to come down pit road. If there is no caution, you will go several laps down. And you guys are saying the 36 is cooking right now. That would be Justin Quimby in that Wrangler mellow yellow truck. Love the paint scheme. He is currently sitting, though, 4 laps back in 11th position. He was in an early caution, went a couple laps down, came back out on track. I believe he's used his fast repair now, but he is flying for sure, but he's got a lot of laps to make up. He's going to need a bunch of cautions here to help him out. Back up front, Cole Snyder still continues to lead. He is being hounded by the 21 of Chris Murphy, though, up front. They both have not come down pit road, including third place Brad Rivers back there has not come down pit road either. So currently it looks like the top 6 have not come down pit road. And that would be Cole Snyder, Chris Murphy, Nate Lehman, Jarrett Manning, Brad Rivers, Enrique Quiones. All on 75 lap, 76, 77 lap old tires. Not sure what these guys are waiting for. I know they saw Josh Arnold run almost 85 laps on his tires and then have to pit. But he went 3 laps down because of it, and he has currently only gained 1 lap back as he is sitting 2 laps down, having to run the entire inner piece for pit stops. I mean, I get it. For the most part here, you're going to want to run as long as you possibly can and hope for a caution and then come down and get those tires and fuel. You know you can run 90, 95 laps. They've got 60 laps left. They've already run 80. I don't think they're going to be able to go the whole way on the fuel, but tires-wise, they should be able to go the whole way. But with only the top 4 on the lead lap, and Nate Lehman is now in pit road, that's going to put only the top 3 out on track as being on the lead lap. Let's take a quick couple trips around the track with the guy everybody was talking about, the rocket ship in that 36 Wrangler. We'll take a little bit of time and crank it up inside the truck. All right. Looks like Justin Quimby has gotten past the leader, Cole Snyder, so he is going to be now 3 laps down. Shad Swartzworth also was able to get by the leader and is now going to be 1 lap down. Josh Arnold, same thing. Cole Snyder is now down pit road. That should put Shad back out in the lead, and I believe that's going to put Josh Arnold in second. All right, so Shad's back on the lead lap. Brad Rivers, Enrique Quiones, and Jarrett Manning have not pitted. Jarrett Manning now down pit road. So the only 2 left out on track that have not pitted is Enrique Quiones and Brad Rivers, as they are still out on track. That's going to put Shad up to 3rd position and Josh Arnold up to 4th position until Brad Rivers and Enrique Quiones pit. Cole Snyder should be able to come back out in 3rd or 4th position here and then be able to work back on those fresher tires with 52 laps to go. Looking at the tire situation, though, Josh Arnold may be the one that might be in trouble here if a caution does not come out. With 51 laps to go, that would put him on 93-lap older tires to end the race. I think he can go that far. I don't know about the fuel, though. That's the problem. If you're going to go that long, the fuel is where the concern comes in, not the tires. Shad should be able to run it out. He's on 26-lap old tires, so that's going to put him at 86. That's within window, as you see Enrique Brad. Both are on 89 right now. So we'll see if Enrique and Brad go past 93. That'll be the limit for Josh Arnold. 94. So that'll be the limit. That does slide Cole Snyder, though, back to 7th position, 1 lap down. And he is back there in traffic, trying to fight his way through this field to get back to Shad. Enrique Quiones still out on track, 93 laps now. Does Enrique pit? If he does not pit, then I believe Josh Arnold might be able to run this whole thing out. Shad, though, sitting in second, is going to come around Enrique as of right now. Enrique is out there with a lot of damage, so I think he's just running it as far as he can before he uses that fast repair. Enrique has run 94 laps, so that is the limit that Josh Arnold was needing. So it looks like he might be able to run the rest of the race out. The question is will he be fast enough to stay out there and stay out in the top 5, top 10? He needs to gain as many points as he possibly can. He was sitting behind Hunter Peach, 27 points. Hunter Peach is out of the race in last place in 18th. So if Josh Arnold can finish in the top 3, that should put him within only 1 or 2 points of Hunter Peach coming to the final race tomorrow night at Charlotte Motor Speedway for Turn Down for What. That will be the deciding race for the championship. You don't want to miss that race, so hit that follow button, hit the subscribe button. That'll give you any notification for when we go live for here at Turn Down for What. You'll be able to watch the race. You won't have to, set an alarm, set, timer, anything like that. All you have to do is hit that follow button, hit the subscribe button, and you will be notified every time I go live for the Turn Down for What races. Cole Snyder currently sitting 1 lap down, though. He is right behind the leader of Shad, trying to get that lap back. If a caution does come out right now, he would be the first car. Actually, no, Nate Lehman, the one he's battling against on the inside there, as Cole does take that position pretty easily on the fresh tires. Now it would be Cole. Would be the lucky dog. So if Cole can get his lap back and a caution comes out, though, that definitely helps him even more. So looking at the standings, like I was talking about, if you pay attention to this, Hunter Peach is sitting 27 points up on Josh Arnold. If Josh does win this race, I do believe with the bonus points, because he's already led a lot of laps, that gives him bonus points. I think that might put him real close, if not over, the points lead on Hunter Peach, because Peach will get points for racing tonight. He'll get last place points, but then Josh has just got to make up as many as he possibly can, and then he'll be right there with Hunter going to Charlotte. Chris Murphy also making up a bunch of points tonight on the points leader, with him running in the top 4. Cole Snyder and Enrique Quiones also all making up points. Nate Lehman, the top 6 are only spread out from 431 to 542, so less than 100 points between the top 6, top 7 in points. I see Gucci out there saying Snyder's making moves. I would definitely agree he is making moves. He got his lap back passing the leader of Shad. Now he's got to go all the way, an entire lap around the track, and catch up to Shad again with 34 laps to go. Brad Rivers now on the back bumper of Shad as well, trying to get a lap back. But Brad is actually 4 laps down, so he was on pit road a long time. Caution has come out, though. And I'm not sure where it's at on track. So we'll take a look here and see if this thing catches it and see who was involved. So it was the 13 of Michael LeBlanc, and I am not sure what he was doing. I'm not really sure there. Looks like he comes out of pit road, maybe. Gets on the gas and might have spun the tires. And whipped it into the outside wall, right in front of Josh Arnold and Chris Murphy. So that is something Shad did not want to see. That's going to put Shad, Josh Arnold, Chris Murphy, Cole Snyder, and Nate Lehman, the only 5 trucks on the lead lap. Who comes down pit road, who doesn't? Shad's been on the track longer than the other guys. Or Josh Arnold, sorry, has been on the track a lot longer than the other guys, the 63-lap old tires. But you can't lose any further than 5th position, so you might as well go down and get the tires. Shad's down pit road, Josh Arnold down pit road, Chris Murphy down pit road, Cole Snyder down pit road, and Nate Lehman all down pit road. It looks like Jarrett Manning may stay out on track and try to get his lap back, from what I can tell. If I was him, that's what I would do. No other lead lap car stayed out, so all of these guys should get waiver rounds. That'll put Justin Quimby back down to 1 lap down, Enrique Quiones down to 2 laps down, Stan Kernathan down to 3 laps down, Brad Rivers down to 3 laps down, Sam Wade down to 3 laps down, Papa Bear down to 3 laps down. So that brings a couple guys back closer to that lead lap. But that top 5 all came down pit road for the tires, came down for fuel. Probably Shad's worst nightmare, seeing that caution coming out, because now he's going to have to deal with Josh Arnold. He's going to have to deal with Chris Murphy, Cole Snyder, all being right there on his back bumper. This does spin up a few different strategies here, or a few questions. Now that there's only 5 left on the track on the lead lap, does any of that change from Cole being the winner to one of these other guys? Shad is going to be the leader. Josh Arnold is going to be 2nd. Chris Murphy is going to be 3rd. Cole Snyder is going to be 4th on the outside. And Nate Lehman is going to be 5th. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 guys who are all very familiar with. 3 of them, all 4 of them basically being teammates. So Shad's kind of out in no man's land, him by himself, with 4 militia guys right behind him. Then you got Jarrett Manning. Then you got another militia guy in the Justin Quimby in the 36. Then another militia guy in the 98 of Enrique Quiones, who sits in the Cold Dog Racing, which is part of Josh Arnold and Cole Snyder's team. So there's a lot of teammates sitting behind Shad that can cause him some issues right now. I still think Cole Snyder probably is my pick. It's hard to pick against Josh Arnold now that he's back on the lead lap, back to fresh tires. He led most of the race so far in the first half. And then you have Shad, who led the second half, basically, so far out there in the lead. So it's hard to pick against those two, but I don't know. I feel like Cole Snyder is the one to pick. So I'm going to stick with it. I'm probably going to be wrong because one of these two up front are probably going to be the two faster guys on track. Pace cars off the track. Shad Swartz and Josh Arnold get a good jump into turn one. Chris Murphy gets a great jump too. He's right already below Josh Arnold going into turn one and two. Josh is trying to use that momentum. Shad gets a little loose coming off of turn two. Josh Arnold goes up into the wall trying to avoid him. These fresh tires are a little slick coming off these corners. Shad got a little loose. Josh Arnold was able to carry that momentum through the top lane even though he dusted the wall. Chris Murphy sitting third. Cole Snyder still fourth. These four have kind of broken away from the rest of the field. I'm sure the rest of the field does not want to see Josh Arnold out front. But I'm sure Josh Arnold has a huge grin in his helmet right now running around this track, as he called it earlier about 5 races ago, saying Bristol was the next track that he was going to be really, really good at. It was one of his favorite tracks on iRacing. He was really, really good on it on the heat side too. So I'm not surprised to see him out front. But I'm sure he has a giant grin on his face being out front right now with 24 laps to go at Bristol Motor Speedway for Turn Down for What Series 15 race. Tomorrow night, 16th race, final race, championship race will be decided between Josh Arnold and Hunter Peach, who are on opposite spectrums right now of this lineup. Josh Arnold is currently sitting first in the race. Hunter Peach sitting last in 18th. Those two are fighting for points, first and second, battle between 27 points. And then you have Cole Snyder, you have Enrique Quiones, you have Nate Lehman, all sitting there. Chris Murphy, all sitting in the top 6, also fighting for points to catch up to Hunter Peach and Josh Arnold. I don't know if Shad is maybe conserving a little bit of tires and Josh is just going for it. I've seen 2 different strategies do this before. The guy out in front just runs balls to the wall as far as he can. He gets out to a good lead, and then he's able to hold him off. And then I've seen the opposite, where you go balls to the wall, you get out to a huge lead, and then halfway through the run, the guy who was in second conserving tires is able to blow the doors off you because you burnt your stuff up. And then I've seen also the same thing. The second-place guy can't catch the first-place guy if he gets out too far on the lead. It's just too far that he can't catch him. So I don't know. Either way, the strategy seems to be working for Josh Arnold right now, as he's gotten to about a half-second lead over second place. Chris Murphy now sitting third. Nate Lehman, though, closed in on fourth of Cole Snyder, so you have the top 5 all sitting right here within a second of each other. Justin Quimby sitting in the lucky dogs. Oh, sorry, Jarrett Manning sitting in the lucky dog spot, sitting in 6th place right now, 1 lap down. Justin Quimby sitting 2 laps down in 7th, along with Enrique Quiones, Mr. Consistent. $16 laps to go as the laps are clicking off here. We are flying around this track. 4 cautions so far tonight. 21 laps under yellow. Hopefully we don't see another one here. I'm sure Josh is probably praying, crossing all of his fingers and toes, counting his lucky stars, everything he possibly can to keep this thing green, as he is currently out front. 11 laps to go now at Bristol Motor Speedway, the last great Coliseum. 10 laps to go. Who's going to pull it off tonight? Josh Arnold did call his shot, like I said, four races ago, saying Bristol would be the track to watch. Hunter Peach out of the race, so that's going to close the points down to a bare minimum points lead. Or Josh Arnold may be able to take the lead depending on the bonus points that he gets if he does win this race. Chris Murphy's working really hard on the back of the one. Shad Swartzman currently sitting in second, Chris Murphy third, Cole Snyder sitting fourth, Nate Lehman fifth. That is the only 5 trucks on the lead lap as the rest of the field has gone multiple laps down on green flag stops and then where the cautions came out. So those 5 are the only 5 we're going to be watching right now as they are really under the battle of position right now. These 4, second, third, and fourth are all within a second or half second of each other, battling it out. You see Cole trying to wait for Chris Murphy to make a move. Will Cole make the move first on Chris Murphy and then go after Shad next, or will he wait for Chris to open the door on Shad and try to follow him through? Six laps to go. Josh Arnold still out front, has led a lot of laps in the first half of this race, and now has come back after the last caution and taken the lead again. Will he continue to lead and win this race? I kind of put him off to the side when he lost 4 laps earlier, was staying out so many laps on those tires. Proved me wrong, came back on a strategy call, and is now out front on the same tires as the rest of the top 5. 3 laps to go. Sorry, 4 laps to go. Three laps to go now. Josh Arnold flying around turn 1 and 2. Got a giant gap of a second and a half, which is huge at Bristol. Shad, Chris Murphy, Cole Snyder all battling it out bumper to bumper. Who's going to make the move? Who's going to make the last little bump and run? Is it going to be Cole on the 21? Is it going to be the 21 on Shad? Who's going to make the move? Could all 3 of them wreck out and Nate Lehman take it home second? There is so much going on, I don't know where to watch. Josh Arnold is running away with this thing. I love to keep showing him, but this second, third, fourth position battle is, I think, the spot to watch here. Chris Murphy up in the wall a little bit. Cole Snyder, that's it. Shad is going to take it second. Josh Arnold takes the win. I think Cole Snyder might have gotten by. Oh, they're close. Nope, it was Chris Murphy. So first place goes to Josh Arnold, calling his shot. Babe Ruth style, wins the race, brings it home first. Another win for Josh Arnold. He needed max points tonight as much as possible to catch Hunter Peach, who did not have a good night. Finishes last tonight, makes up a ton of points on Hunter Peach, winning this race. So congrats to Josh Arnold. He's going to get some bumps and bangs now from the drivers, congratulating him. I'm sure he's going to come around to the finish line and do some donuts. That's crazy. He called it 4 races ago, like I said. He said Bristol was his track. That's pretty ballsy and pretty confident to call your shot like Josh Arnold's done. All right, we will get the drivers into victory lane here, or now what I am now calling is a new name. Burnout lane is what I'm calling it. So we'll get them in here and go from there. We're waiting for the winner of the race, Josh Arnold, to join the booth currently, but we have the other two already here in Burnout Lane. That was the victory celebration from Josh Arnold we were listening to. Shad Swatsworth bringing it home second. Chris Murphy bringing it home third. Chris, you got a copy?
I do.
All right, buddy. You had a good race last race. You come into tonight. I believe you started in the top. Where were you? You started 11th. So you came out pretty good coming out through the field. Some cautions early on, and then a long green flag run that definitely helped some of you and definitely hurt some of you. When you saw Josh stay out on that last caution on those super old tires, and then have to go in during the green flag stop, did you think he was going to be able to come back through? And then what did you think for your race coming out third? I believe you're in the top 5 in points. So actually, I think you're, what, third, tied for third? So big jump for you, too.
I was really hoping for a green flag finish there. I liked that strategy that Josh Arnold had. I knew I just had to stay as close as possible to him when he had those fresh tires and not give up too much time. And then when Shad pitted, he kind of forced my hand, and I think Cole ended up following me in the lap after. That final caution kind of hurt our strategy over here. Um, really would have liked to see that go green flag. I think I would have caught Shad, and it would have been between me and Cole for the win.
Well, I think you guys were all on very good strategy. That caution definitely helped out the winner tonight. I think without that caution, I don't think Josh would have went on to get up there. But you, Cole, Shad, Murphy, you guys were all super fast tonight. Josh led a lot of laps in the first half. I thought he was going to run away with it, and then the strategy threw me off. So that's why he's Josh Arnold. That's why he's J-Paw. That's all I can say on it. But great race by you, bringing it home third tonight. I'm trying to get the points pulled up because I believe that moves you up with Hunter Peach having a horrible night tonight for points, and then Enrique, even though he was Mr. Consistent, finishing in 8th. I think that moves you up into, if I can get him pulled up, that moves you into sole possession of third place. Uh, Unfortunately, though, it's still going to be about 73 points back from Josh Arnold and Hunter Peach. But that definitely locks third position for you currently. 4 points above Enrique, 17 points up on Cole going into the final race tomorrow night, championship race at Charlotte Motor Speedway. How are you feeling about Charlotte Motor Speedway, and do you think you can hold on to this bronze position for turn down for what's first truck season?
Charlotte is not my best track. I'm a little concerned about it. I was trying to get as many points as possible today to be able to give myself a little cushion for tomorrow. I'm just going to try to keep it off the wall, keep it out of trouble. I tried doing that at the beginning of this race, but I think I was caught up in the first 2 of 3 cautions at this race. It used up my fast repair on the first caution. So the rest of the race, I was just trying to stay off the wall and stay clean, and that's going to be the plan for next week as well.
Well, we'll definitely catch that tomorrow night, 9:30. It's going to be a great race, I feel like. It's going to come down to a few different things happening on track to see who can go away with this. Your first or second season with us here at Turn Down for What, I believe. Didn't you run last season at Xfinity?
This is actually my first season.
Okay, so first season, and our first season for trucks too. So, third in points would not be a bad start to a career here at Turn Down for What in trucks. I believe you're coming back next season for the second season of trucks. I think you're for sure going to be a contender as well. Great season, or great, 15 races so far, and good luck tomorrow night. Hopefully, we'll catch you here in the booth tomorrow night too.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I hope the same.
All right, bud. Shad, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Second place tonight. I feel like you kind of maybe bamboozled me a little bit the other night by saying Bristol was your worst track. You hate Bristol. You weren't very good at an Xbox. You're on iRacing, not any different. And then you come out here and you qualify good. You jump to the lead after Josh Arnold struggled a little bit on those older tires. You led basically the second half of the race until that caution comes out. Ran top 5 all night. So think you might have try to pull a fast one on me, or maybe try to set yourself up for coming out here and being the opposite of what you told me. But great race for the race. I think that caution probably hurt you the most, and you were probably cursing a storm in your helmet there when that caution came out. I feel like you'd have been really hard to catch. And even if they would have caught you, I think running that high line, you kind of proved earlier when Cole was working on you really hard, that bottom line just was not working for old tires like that. So I don't know if you would have gotten past. I think a bump and run would have had to been done to get past you if it would have gone green. But unfortunately for you, the yellow came out. I mean, what do you got for the race? And I guess maybe explain to me what you were telling me about you sucking at this track and hating this track.
I mean, I qualified 12th. It was bad. I don't know. I ran a 0 in practice. Of course, I only got like 5 minutes of practice taking care of the baby, but um, I don't know. I couldn't hit it in qualifying. Started 12th, worked my way up, and um, yeah, when J. Paul stayed out there and everybody else pitted, I knew it was a bad choice, and um, and then I was lucky enough to start second. Got by him, and just led laps from there on out. Cole was definitely faster than me on the long run, and so was Chris. Um, so yeah, when it got to where I had a hard time turning the truck, I decided to come down pit road, and I was actually hoping they would stay out longer, which they did, and it allowed me to build a huge lead. And then I was just kind of babying the tires and was watching how much of a lead I had over Chris and Cole, and was just running my pace, try to baby them and hoping they would burn them up trying to catch me. And then once they finally did, they wouldn't have nothing left. But yeah, that caution definitely hurt. J. Paul definitely got to count his lucky stripes for that one, because he definitely would have not won it. But not to say he shouldn't have won it. He definitely was the fastest guy out there. I don't know what I tried to. I learned a lot there on that last restart, getting behind him. But he was still just crazy fast. So I'm glad that he did win it. I do want to say sorry to Hunter on my end. I had zero anything pop up saying that I made contact with him when he got turned, and it sucks that he got caught up in a wreck and went multiple laps down. Then he got disconnected, and but hopefully those two don't have any problems tomorrow night, which is crazy that we have to do a 24-hour turnaround to a completely different style track. Um, but I mean, overall, it was a good run for me to finish second. It feels like a win, because even though I did good tonight, I still hate Bristol and I still suck here. So for me, getting a second place is definitely nice, and nice to come up in the booth. I haven't been up in the booth in a while, so I'll take a second place, and was hoping I'd lead the most laps, but J. Paul in that last run overtook me on that, so he got the bonus point for that. But overall, great run, and yeah, looking forward to tomorrow night.
Well, with that second place tonight, it moves you back into the top 10 in points. You haven't been here all season working the crazy schedule that you work where you're missing races here and there. Still got the one win, though. Average start of 8th, average finish of 9th. Do have the 12 bonus points, so I'm assuming you will be here tomorrow night. And as long as you have a decent race, you and Papa Bear are fighting for that 10th position in points. So good luck tomorrow night, and it should be fun. I had Papa turn the setting to sunset tomorrow night. So we should be ending that race under the lights. So track changes will happen. Track temps are going to change. Driving styles are going to have to change a little bit with the track cooling off. So it should be a fun race tomorrow night. So good luck with that, and congrats on the second place. I still think you might have told me a little different and then come out here and put on a show. So I think you might want to change that on Bristol being a crap track for you, coming out and finishing second, especially with the guys that were running so fast tonight being out there in front. So next season in trucks, maybe we'll see you come out here and run in the top 3 again.
Uh, I I I still suck here and hate it, but yeah, my goal with my work schedule is to try to finish in the top 10. It sucks. I wish I would actually have an opportunity to finish in the top 3. It might be different if I didn't miss so many races due to work, but at least I can still come out here and race with these guys and have fun and try to trophy hunt. And yeah, definitely looking forward to next or tomorrow night.
All right. Well, like I said, congratulations. I do have a request here before I get to the leader. I've got like 3 different people in the chat requesting that I bring Cole Snyder in here to get some words from him. So I'm going to try to grab him real quick. Cole, do you have a copy, buddy?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, but I've got some fan requests out here before I get to the winner to bring you into the booth to get some, I guess, track knowledge or just wanting, I guess, to hear your voice. I've got Gucci Sushi out here in chat requesting you. Tyler Brownuk asking for you. Gucci saying you're the people's champ, wanting you out here to be on or get you in the booth to get, I guess, your opinion of the race. But I mean, congrats on the 4th place. Rode in the top 10, top 5 most of the night, or almost all of the night, I believe. So, I mean, congrats on the top 4. What do you got to say for the race? And then, I guess, I don't know who Gucci Sushi is, but he's obviously a big fan of yours. He's saying you're a legend, so I guess you can give some props to him. Or her. I don't know who it is.
I appreciate that, Gucci Sushi. Yeah, it was fun. Truck was fast. Just when you're behind people, you don't want to hit them or move them or make enemies early. So I had fun racing Chad and 21 and 22, and it's a good night. It was a fun time. I was just racing with a smile on my face the whole time. Just I love Bristol so much that just being here just gives you the chills.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. It's one of my favorite tracks, especially in real life to watch. I'm hoping to go to this track. I was supposed to go to it this fall, but unfortunately, the guy that finished second, he decided to pick that weekend to be his wedding weekend, and now I can't go. So I'll be going there maybe next year. So I'm looking forward to watching this race. It's top of my list for bucket list. It's even, I mean, it's above Daytona, Talladega, all those different tracks. It's the track I feel like is the most fun to watch in person. I've watched Martinsville. I've seen Texas. I just feel like Bristol was the top notch to be able to watch with the racing styles, the crowd, the sound, the noise, everything that goes on with this track. And then the weekend, how it's so packed together with ARCA trucks, Xfinity Cup, all racing in the same couple 3 days there. I think it's the best event to go watch in person, in my opinion. Even though I haven't been yet, but that's what I feel like. So great race tonight. Tyler Bronick out here says he wants your autograph. Gucci says, what a champ, humble in defeat. So you got some fans out there for sure. Hopefully they're going to watch tomorrow night. You're sitting in points right now. I believe you were tied. You're sitting 5th at 470. You're 13 points back from Mr. Consistent Enrique. You're 17 points back from 3rd place finish tonight, Chris Murphy. And then obviously Josh Arnold, Hunter Peach are way out there, almost 100 points. So got a chance to go anywhere from 5th to 3rd, basically. Or if you have a bad night, Nate Lehman could pass you up. He is only sitting you three points behind you. So good luck tomorrow night at the championship race at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Should be a fun, entertaining race for everybody to come out and watch on Twitch or Facebook or YouTube. And then I have a feeling it's going to be fun for you guys out on track. So good luck tomorrow night. And like I said, congrats on 4th place.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Hey,
Hey,
Kurt.
shout out to the fans.
Sorry,
Hey,
Papa.
Kurt?
Yep.
Hey, I want a Cole Snyder bobblehead.
Hey, we're still live. I'm gonna be selling merch. It's gonna be.
Well,
it'll be on sale
I'm
every time
sure
I get a
Gucci and
top
Tyler
five.
Bronick will buy you out as soon as you go with all the merch.
Every time I get a top 5, I'll do like a 99% off deal for my
You might want to change that
Tons of
number.
merch
Well,
out
you're
there.
changing it to 24 next season, so at least
So
you'll be able to go
they got
down.
They got one more race for a top 5, and they get the deal's good for one race.
But all right, we're gonna get to the you're no problem, Cole. We're gonna get to the winner tonight, Mr. Fantastic Josh Arnold. Josh, you called it 4 races ago at Pocono, saying this was the track that was left on the schedule that was your favorite track to come out and race. I know Tuesday night on Xfinity, I don't think you did as well as you thought you were going to do there in Xfinity with those guys in that one. You come out here in trucks, though, and you, other than having to stay out on those green or tires and then having to do that green flag stop and going 3 or 4 laps down, you led all the laps in the first half of the race. And then until that last caution came out, you took the lead back and really never looked back. You went out to almost a second and a half over 2nd, 3rd, and 4th as they were battling out there. I mean, you called your shot, Babe Ruth style. You went out here, you win the race. You jump within, I think, 5 points. I still think there's a bonus point out there that's not counted or something because it doesn't look right. But we'll take a look at that. But You're sitting 5 points behind Hunter Peach, who had a bad night tonight. Finishes 18th. Yeah, Papa.
I don't mean to interrupt you. I did add the point, so he's only 4 behind Hunter.
Gotcha. Well, there you go, Josh. You're now 4 points behind the points leader of Hunter Peach. He has a bad night tonight. Tomorrow night, championship race, 9:30 Eastern at Charlotte Motor Speedway. What can you say about tonight? And then what do you have for tomorrow going into that race? 4 points back.
Man, tonight was up and down. Won the pole. I think my first one since really the beginning of the season. Peach has stole them all, and Shad. I mean, they've all been up there winning poles and stuff, and then come out tonight and grab that, and then start pulling away. That first caution lap 15 really wasn't thinking about tires at that point. The second caution, I don't know if I think in my head I was trying to trap Peach a lap down so he couldn't get like the wave around or something like that. So I missed pit road, and then I missed it again. So I mean, like I could have started at just the tail end of the lead lap or something like that, but no, I missed it again. Just tried to stay up near the wall. I mean, I knew my tires were rough. Fell back to about 7th. Got to about lap 9,500, somewhere around through there, halfway through the race. Came down pit road, was hoping that there wasn't a caution. I mean, just judging based on it, I don't know if Jarrett and Cole would have been able to catch him, but I think Shad was about to win that race if that caution with like 50 or how many ever laps to go came out. So just really got lucky to even have another chance. I mean, most racers don't get that chance. Once your mistake is made, you just got to ride. And so I got another chance. That restart, I was right up on Shad. I had to push it probably harder than I wanted to around there. I tagged the wall on the backstretch, I think, at one point, and just kind of set sail. I knew I had a good truck. I can't say the best truck because I don't think I should have won tonight, but I had a good truck capable of winning, and then somehow the stars aligned and I came out and got it. As far as Charlotte, I really don't know. I mean, I remember last season at Xfinity, I don't think I was, overly good. I think I've run one league race there at Charlotte before, might have gotten a top 10. So might have a little bit of speed, but, we just got to put it out there. Really, I'll be, mainly watching where Peach is. I'll have to just, pay attention to that 4-point spread. I mean, I know if I end up winning the race, kind of doesn't matter where he finishes. So that has to be the goal in order to win the championship. So, but really just, go out there, watch him. As long as I'm 4 or 5 spots in front of him, I'll be all right. If I don't win, but Peach just doesn't have a whole lot of bad luck. And tonight, I don't know really what happened with when he got caught up, but again, I might have gotten two lucky breaks tonight because I don't think I definitely wouldn't have been within 4 points had I finished third, fourth, fifth, wherever, because eventually Shad would have lapped me on them old tires, probably about 20, 30 to go. So I don't know, just super lucky. I feel like Shad and Jarrett Manning and Cole, really those 3 should have been out here if it would have went green. I really don't know what happened on that last caution, but whoever caused it, thank you. The only reason I'm talking to you right now, I think.
Well, that was going to be one of my questions. Were you going to try to pay attention to Hunter tomorrow night, or were you just going to go out and run your race, try to win? Sounds like you're going to do a little bit of both. I know a lot of people out there are probably saying, you just got to focus on where Peach is at, try to finish four places in front of him, get a bonus point for maybe leading the race, maybe get a bonus point if you can for the pole, but that's hard with, Hunter having half the poles this season and Shad and Cole and a couple others having the others that we have. So I feel like in most people's mind, a real racer's mindset, if you listen to NASCAR, you hear them all the time, don't pay attention to the other driver, just go out there and run your race. But it sounds like you're going to do a little bit of both. So it's going to be interesting tomorrow night with only 4 points separating you guys. It's going to come down to, where you guys finish on track. It's going to depend on who gets the bonus points, who leads the most lap, who wins the race. Those bonus points are going to come into hand real handy tomorrow night. So I think it's going to be real entertaining. If you enjoyed tonight, make sure you show up tomorrow night and watch this finale. Like I said, there's points battles all over the place. From 6th to 1st, you're separated by less than 100 points. Sixth to third, you're separated by less than, I think, 27 points or something like that. And then second and third, first are only separated by, I think, 40-something points. And then you two at the top are separated by 4. So there's point battles all over the place here, including 10th. We have Shad and Mike separated by 2 points or 3 points for 10th place in points. So there's points battles all over this place. People are going to be battling for all different types of positions. Everybody has their own race that they're going to be racing for, or the reason they're going to be racing for. So definitely come out tomorrow night and watch. Josh, there's only been a few people that I've heard literally call their shot. I don't know if I've heard somebody call their shot that many races in advance, because I believe you called it back at Pocono, which would have been 4 races ago or 5 races ago. So that's a pretty far stretch to hold your hand out like Babe Ruth and say that's the track, and then you come out here and do it. So obviously, you're one of the greats in my opinion. Been like that since Heat. Obviously, raced against you, drove all the different tracks with you in different styles, Heat, iRacing, whatever it is. Definitely at the top of the class. Come out tonight and get the win. I believe that is your 3rd win of the season, if I'm not mistaken. 3rd win. So 3rd win of the season. You got half as many as Hunter, but you're only 4 points back. So good luck tomorrow night. It's been consistent. You're consistent at, I think it's average start of 5th, average finish of 5th. So, I mean, you're always in the top 5. Congratulations on first place. Big victory tonight at Bristol. I'm sorry I didn't stay on you right there at the finish to see you come across the finish line. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th were, they were inches apart battling back there. So I had to stay on those 3 to see who might turn one or give a bump and run or something. But I saw Chris go up into the wall, and it looked like Cole almost got past him coming to the finish line. But it was a massive battle. So I apologize not staying on you as you came across for the victory tonight. But there was so much action going on back there in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And 5th, really, because Nate Lehman was right there, only like 2/10 back from those 3. So good job tonight. Any shout-outs for you?
Yeah, the last time I was in your booth at Pocono, I kind of acted like a fool. So I apologize to you and Nathan Griff for that, for Pocono. So that's probably punishment. It's been 4 races, I think, since I talked to
it was
you,
4
so,
races ago. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, but
I didn't call you in the booth tonight.
I told Griff next time I'm in your booth I was going to apologize. So I had to fulfill that. But shout out to Shad, Jarrett, Cole, Rivers. There was quite a few people, Griff, and quite a few people that stayed on the lead lap during that whole race throughout the cautions and stuff like that. So, shout out to everybody. And then, of course, everybody that showed up. And then Mike Campbell for putting this on. And you.
Well, I think I can speak for Mike, too. We appreciate all you drivers coming out week in and week out, putting on a show. I appreciate you guys for sure, to where I can broadcast you guys, and I'll be back next season to broadcast you guys again for trucks. Hopefully we'll have more drivers on track more frequently, only 18 tonight. So it'd be nice to get 30, 35 drivers out on track each week. But, you guys that show up every single week, put on a show. It's fun for me to watch. It's more fun than driving on track for sure, because I seem to get wrecked out at least once or twice a race. So definitely enjoy broadcasting for you guys, and it's been a pleasure all season. Tomorrow night's going to be, like I said, a great race to broadcast with you guys on track. It's going to be one hell of a show with you guys all, battling it out for different points positions and different reasons to be able to be on track, or to be on track to get, the victory in the championship, or just get your first win, or whatever the reason is you're on track. It's going to be fun to watch all you guys. So I appreciate all of you guys. And then Mike, obviously 100% appreciate you putting on the league. Everything you do on the background, whether it's paying for all these practices, the races, the different series, the promotions, the TikTok videos, the Twitter, the tweets, the Facebook messages, the everything that it is you do to promote myself, promote Rick James, to promote all the drivers, the league, to get the sponsors to come in. I mean, we got sponsors coming in left and right now with Advanced Auto of North Carolina looking at us. We got our sponsors tonight, ADC Transports. You got Gnome Serum for Thursdays. You got who else is out? The Carlos Auto Body Service Center, and I believe there's another one that you had looking at, Monster and something else. I think you said the other day. So there's so much going on for Turn Down for What. Hopefully we can have some more sponsors come in next season, maybe get some prizes going for each race. Like I said, I'm supposed to go to Pete's house at some point this upcoming time frame. I was supposed to go last weekend, then I was supposed to go this weekend. With all the snow and ice we've got the last 2 weekends, haven't been able to go up. So I know he's got a lot of Dale Senior stuff he's about to give me and a bunch of totes for giveaways and things like that. So hopefully we'll have that for next season. So definitely appreciate everybody. Appreciate everybody on the chat. Appreciate the bit drops. Expert dropping the bits right off the start of the race before you guys even gridded. Gucci, Tyler, J-Pub, Beast Mama, I believe Mama Vols was out there. So many duct tape fans. There's so many different people that were out there in chat. So appreciate all of you guys every single week. And I will catch you guys tomorrow night. I will be going live at around 8:50. Pete should be in the booth with me tomorrow night, and we will have a special guest to do the command to start the engines tomorrow night. If you are a fan or a friend of the Xbox community, you will know this person for sure. He has done so much for the community. He will be here tomorrow night, so be on the lookout for that. Come out and watch. Like I said, fantastic race tomorrow night. We'll catch everything, all the action live here at KS Gaming 51 broadcasting on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. We'll run the commercial real quick and we'll cut. So appreciate it and see you guys in less than 24 hours.